This is Rashi Gaur, Global Consultant for Astrology, Numerology, Vastu and Feng Shui. And today I'm going to be bringing you this week's astrology tips starting from the week of 6th of November. But along with that, there is a very special tip for you, which is all about Dhanteras. What should you be buying on Dhanteras and what is it that you should not be buying? Do not miss that. Along with that, there is also a very big transit that has taken place astrologically, which means that after 18 months, Rahu, the north node of the moon, has changed its house from Aquarius to Pisces, the water sign. How are these 18 months going to be impacted with this new transit of Rahu? I'm also going to be telling you as per your astrology signs. So this is going to be a very exciting prediction for you. Let's get started. Aries. So first and foremost, let's find out how Rahu is going to be impacting you in these 18 months. Rahu moves into your 12th house. And the dispositor of the 12th house, Jupiter, is in your first house, which means that there could be many opportunities for you to either travel abroad or even to settle abroad. If you're looking for a foreign settlement or some opportunity from the overseas, this is your time. But along with that, learn to zip up your purse because expenses can be really high, and be watchful of your health in these 18 months. Now about this week's prediction, let's find out what's in store for you. Like I said, expenses. Your expenses need to come down. Be very watchful about how you spend this week. Along with that, you also need to evaluate your words. Be watchful about how you speak, what you say to people, and what is your reaction to other people's thought process. The first half of the week can keep you very hot-headed, but if you're in a romantic relationship, this could actually mean passions burning high. As far as the second part of the week is concerned, suddenly your focus is going to be more career-oriented and you'll be focused more towards the pursuit of money. While doing so, be very careful that you do not ignore the demands of spouse, otherwise all hell could break loose. As far as colors are concerned, try not to wear too much red. You already have too much fire in you, so wear subtle tones of colors. For the next sign, Taurus. Let's see what this week holds for you. But before that, how is Rahu going to be impacting the next 18 months for you? Rahu is moving into your 11th house, which is the house of gains. These 18 months can be huge opportunities for you to make money and to focus on your career ambitions and to fulfill them. Especially for those of you who are in stock market, in marketing, those of you who are in liaison, who are in property business, real estate, this is really a good time for you to be making a lot of money, so do not waste this time. As far as this week's predictions are concerned, let's see what do you have in store. First and foremost, great week again to shine in your workplace. You can actually be appreciated way. So wait it out to see how it unfolds. For those of you who are preparing for your exams or students, word of caution, do not take things lightly and please do not take shortcuts. Moving to the next sign, Gemini. Let's see what Rahu brings to you moving into your 10th house. 10th house is a house of profession. Here, what is going to happen is that all those of you who've been facing a lot of stagnation at work, suddenly you will see new opportunities opening up for you. That stagnation is going to come to an end and there's going to be a movement in a good positive way. This is a time to not let anxiety take over. Be very watchful of your thought process, because whatever it is that you create during these 18 months can be talked about for years to come. So do not waste this time. Get up and get moving. As far as your weekly prediction is concerned, Well, this is what is there in store for you. You're going to get a lot of support in your workplace, and you're also going to get a lot of support from your spouse. Spouse can actually come across with a lot of advice to you, which is going to be very helpful for you. In the work front, you actually have a chance of creating something wonderful or getting a recognition for something. As far as socializing is concerned, here again, you will be doing a lot of socializing, and at the same time, you can meet somebody who can be a mentor to you. As far as students are concerned, again, you will be beating your competition easy. Overall, it's quite an interesting week for Geminis, so go ahead and make good use of it. For Cancer zodiac sign, let's see how Rahu is going to impact you in the next 18 months. Rahu moves into your 9th house. It is time to really think out of the box, because that is going to open many creative outputs and ideas for you. As far as your father's health is concerned, or your relationship with father is concerned, try and be a little careful and try and be a little watchful. For those of you who are planning to settle abroad, for those of you who are planning to move abroad for higher studies, this is perhaps your time. As far as your weekly predictions are concerned, let's see what we have in store for you. Again, this is a time to focus on your creativity, to focus on out-of-box ideas. So think big, think different, and this is going to take you forward in your career success. In fact, this is a week where you should be putting a lot of focus in your career rather than in matters of the house. Try and disengage from any volatile situation which is being created in the house, and especially for all those of you who are actually getting into a situation which is difficult with the mother, try and move away from it or walk away from it. Otherwise, things can be a little difficult. There could actually be a sudden windfall, or you just may be getting some rewards or awards or a sudden windfall in terms of money through your in-laws. Overall, this is a week where you must disengage from all activities or volatile situations on the home front and focus more on your career and more on your work, because that is where your profits lie this week. What do we have for Leo this week? Before that, Rahu. Rahu enters your 8th house. 8th house is not a particularly easy house for Rahu to be in. But what is it that you should keep in mind for the next 18 months with Rahu being here? 8th house is all about research, deep learning, purpose of life. So these 18 months focus more about attaining your purpose of life. Find out the deeper meaning of life. Try and focus on elevating yourself. Try and upskill yourself. Try and learn something new. Try and do that research that you've been wanting to do. And also attach yourself to yoga and meditation practices, because this is really going to help you if you feel anxiety in your mind. Now coming to your weekly predictions. Again, the first half of the week, be a little careful in terms of anxiety, low moods, or lot of chaos that you could feel. You may find it difficult to go through the week, but as the week progresses towards the second half, you will start to see a shift in your energy, where you'll be very happy, wanting to spend some lovely time with your family and friends. Break into festivities. Remember, this is a wonderful week to let loose a little and to spend time with your loved ones, to enjoy yourself. Don't take life too seriously this week. Don't be too engrossed in your work, otherwise you may find balance coming to you far more difficult. As far as love is concerned, if you're already dating someone, he or she could actually be coming to you with a proposal this week. And if you're not in love, you may actually find someone to fall in love with, which could be a serious relationship. Other than that, you can actually entertain people in your own house, and you will end up being a perfect host. Enjoy the sweet littles of life. And for the weekly predictions for Virgos for the week of 6th of November. As far as this particular week is concerned, remember, you have a debilitated Venus sitting in your first house. What does this mean? This means that you will be very money driven. Money will be high on your agenda. And as far as your expectations from your spouse are concerned, there'll be many expectations, but the spouse will not be able to deliver those expectations. So the best way forward is actually not to have any expectations from anyone, no expectations from lover, no expectations from spouse, and be more focused on being more creative driven. Think of some interesting ideas that you can move forward with, and do not expect too much in matters of love and in matters of marriage. As long as you're utilizing this time to make money, this week is going to be great for you. And as long as you don't take life too seriously in terms of relationship, again, this week is going to be good for you. For students, all I would say is that please do not take any shortcuts and do not be distracted, because if you're distracted, you will actually lose out on doing something wonderful in terms of your exams or in terms of whatever it is that you're planning to do. So this is a week to be more focused, to be more creative, to be more constructive, and to not expect too much from others. In Libra, let's see how Rahu impacts you in these 18 months. For you, Rahu moves into your 6th house. This is a house of competition, and this is actually a good movement for Rahu. Here you'd be able to beat competition, and most importantly, you will be able to create your wealth and asset in these 18 months. So think long term, think investment in these 18 months, but be slightly careful with your health. If there are any health issues, go to the doctor, but take more than one advice. As far as your weekly predictions are concerned, well, for this week, all I can say is that the first half really starts in a lot of vigor, in a lot of excitement, where you'd be heavily socializing, could even throw parties in your own house, and could be meeting your friends and family, a perfect time. But as the week progresses to the second half, you may suddenly be drawn to overthinking, you may go through low moods, and perhaps this little anxiousness could also bring a little bit of a bitter temperament in terms of how you speak and what you say. The saving grace is your spouse, who's going to come across as very, very supportive. Remember one thing, it's the words that can make all the difference. If you use your words in terms of negative, creating negative situations or creating negative drama, it can actually ruin everything beautiful that is in store for you this week. So try and manage your emotions. Do not be too egoistic. Do not be too bitter with your words, and focus on the good things that life is bringing to you. That's all that you have to keep in mind as you go through this particular week. Scorpio, let's see how Rahu is going to impact your 18 months. Rahu moves into your 5th house. Now, 5th house is a house of creativity. This is really a time to be more creative, to start thinking new ideas. This is also the time to learn something new. Take up a course that is going to value add to your life. All those of you who are students and who are wanting to go abroad for higher studies, these 18 months can actually open avenues for you. As far as your health is concerned, be a little watchful and try not to get into bad eating habits. Let's see what this week has for you though. As far as this week's prediction is concerned, well, this is a week where you will all be fired up in terms of your work in the first half of the week. So much so that the spouse may actually demand more attention from you. Remember, this is the festive week, and it is all right to take out some amount of time for your spouse and to indulge them every once in a while. As far as driving is concerned, please be careful and do not get into rash driving. Do not be overindulgent with your eating habits also. The second half of the week can actually make you overindulgent in terms of food, in terms of socializing. So what I would really tell you in terms of your prediction for this week is that be well balanced. Do not work too much or do not party too hard. As far as love is concerned, a lot of you will attract a new partner into your life, but do not be very, very quick in taking a decision as far as they are concerned. They may look like the perfect love affair to you, but over a period of time, it may turn out to be something that you did not really want or expect. So wait it out and see how this pans out for you. For Sagittarius, let's see how Rahu is going to impact your life in the next 18 months. Rahu moves into your 4th house. 4th house is generally a house that symbolizes a new house, a new vehicle. So these 18 months can actually be making you very, very focused in areas of your home. You could be upscaling your home, you could be redoing your home.